Showtime starts off with Sora entering the game research club room, greeting Natsume, who seems to be in a rather cheerful mood. Sora notices that he's making something and asks what it is. It's called birdlime, and is actually an illegal substance in many provinces in Japan, so birdlime being made in a random high school by some teenager is incredibly baffling. Natsume tells Sora not to eat it, and rightfully so because it's basically like eating a glue trap. He then gives Sora some sweets that are actually edible, which he gladly accepts. Sora asks to play video games with Natsume, since the latter has finished his experiment. Just as Sora hands a controller to Natsume, he hears some footsteps coming towards the room. The colour is not Tsumugi's, but Sora still recognises it. Who is it? It's Wataru. Natsume notes that it's rare for Wataru to visit them in the club room, and asks if he wants to play video games with them. Wataru doesn't accept or reject his request, but he has his own request in mind. He decides to spare them the confusion and asks them straight up. Do they want to appear in his magic show? Wataru says that Natsume was the one he wanted to ask, saying that he wants to put on a large-scale event, as usual, and that he could technically pull it off himself, but he wants help. Sora expresses interest in the magic show, prompting Wataru to start spawning flowers, which captivates Sora even more. He's very interested in Wataru's magic tricks, calling them real magic. Unfortunately, just like telling a kid that Santa isn't real, Wataru tells Sora that his magic isn't real. Sora takes it well though, and asks Wataru to teach him magic tricks. Wataru's reluctant because he doesn't like teaching others, but Sora insists. Wataru then performs tricks with his sentient hair, which also captivates Sora. Natsume says that since Wataru was looking for assistance, then he should take Sora. He then uses his youngest eccentric privileges to beg Wataru to teach Sora, and Wataru is left with no choice but to accept. Sora and Natsume are now on the first floor passageway, on the way to the theatre club room to meet Wataru. They see Wataru by the fountain, who has just received a news report from his doves. The two go up to him and Sora gives him a hug, which is returned enthusiastically. Natsume calls out to Wataru, prompting him to start bawling. He's faking it though, don't worry. Natsume says that his crying act is a very convincing one, and Wataru gives them a lecture on human emotions. He then asks them why they're not in the theatre club room, and Natsume goes, "No, why are you not in the theatre club room?" Wataru explains why, and Sora asks if he can have his own familiar, like how Wataru has his doves. Wataru says he can, and Sora says, "I want that one," mentioning the dove that flew away. Wataru says no because that one isn't well behaved, and offers to teach Sora tricks with his doves instead. He also mentions that the magic trick takes place on an underground stage, which is kind of weird, and therefore can't be large scale. He then begins to teach Sora coin tricks. Before he can start, he is interrupted by Natsume. Wataru then asks Natsume if he's edging him, and proceeds to resume his fake crying. Natsume tells him to stop, and points out that when he asked him to be his assistant earlier, he said it was going to be a large-scale event, so Wataru has contradicted himself. Wataru's then like, oh yeah, it's going to be a separate event, revealing that he's going to do salon magic underground, and flashier stuff later, but his words are spoiler-free, since he doesn't reveal what tricks he's planning. Natsume starts waffling about being a fortune teller, and Sora says that he could listen to his voice all day, to which Natsume says, I could listen to Sora's voice all day too. Feeling left out, Wataru scatters roses everywhere and tells them to stop flirting. Natsume then notices that Anzu has fallen on her ass trying to avoid stepping on the flowers. Natsume helps her up. Wataru notices Anzu's curious expression and then proceeds to demonstrate a classic coin trick. He then says that he'll teach Sora how to perform it. Minutes pass and Sora has already learnt the trick, causing everyone to note how talented he is. Wataru then starts quizzing Anzu on magic tricks, which she gets wrong. Wataru gives her some horribly smelling flowers, but is then told off by Natsume, so he uses magic to switch them out for nicer smelling ones. There is a sense of judgment in the air. Wataru notices this and calls out the judging person before he can escape. It's Shu, who gets scared by Wataru screaming his name. Wataru greets him, but Shu isn't impressed. Sora also greets him, causing Shu to question what he's doing there. Sora tells him that he's learning magic tricks, and Shu begins to fawn over him like a doting grandfather. Wataru asks if Shu wants to watch Sora demonstrate his first magic trick, and Shu immediately and enthusiastically accepts. Sora performs his trick, and Shu is completely bamboozled. Honestly though, Shu and Sora's interactions genuinely give the energy of a grandparent interacting with their favourite grandchild. It's so cute. Wataru then invites Shu to watch their show, and Sora also asks him. Shu, unable to say no to Sora, accepts. They then go to their lessons. After their lessons, Natsume, Sora and Anzu head to the underground stage. Anzu tells Sora that the seat next to her is free, like a cat owner begging their cat to sit on their lap. Sora then sits next to her, prompting Anzu to ask if she can take him home with her. Natsume refuses, but invites her to come to the game research club instead. Sora and Anzu then pinky swear, and Wataru also promises, spawning into a conversation that doesn't involve him, but he's decided that it does. Sora then asks to begin learning dove magic. Wataru demonstrates and Natsume praises him, noting that Wataru must have trained around 20 doves. Wataru lends Sora his old outfit for the trick, which requires some minor adjustments, which Anzu volunteers to take care of. They then start practicing with the doves. Sora finds the doves to be very cute and begins to pet them. He then puts them in the dedicated pockets for the magic trick. He has his first attempt, and all the doves fly out at once. He tries again, but this time they have decided not to come out at all. Wataru says that this will take practice, and they still have time before the performance. Sora enthusiastically agrees to meet up every day for practice. It is now the day of the performance. Sora notices that there's a lot of people in the audience. Anzu arrives backstage and gives Sora the outfit, making some final adjustments. Anzu pats his head, and Sora tells her that he'll do his best. Wataru appears and reveals that the venue is actually overcrowded, so there are people watching in from the outside. The plan is that Wataru will perform first and Sora will perform after, with them both performing together after that. They prepare the doves, who have become rather fond of Sora. Wataru says that Sora is rather wonderful, and with that, the magic show then begins. Wataru opens the show with a playing card trick. He picks a member of the audience, who is some guy by the name of Why Does It Have to Be Me? It's actually Shu, who has uttered those words upon realising that Wataru chose him. Shu tells him to stop messing around and get on with the trick, where Wataru asks if the card Shu is holding is the Ace of Spades. Shu, flabbergasted, asks if he looked at his card, but Wataru denies this and proceeds to correctly guess the cards of the other audience members. Sora watches the magic trick with great enthusiasm, hoping to be able to pull off a trick like that in the future. One of the doves pecks him with its beak, which Sora somehow translates as a dove cheering him on. He thanks the dove, and it is soon time for him to perform. Sora enters the stage, and Natsume and Shu watch on from the audience. Anzu appears, selling drinks due to a staff shortage. Natsume and Shu buy drinks, Shu because he's thirsty, and Natsume because he just feels bad for Anzu. On stage, Sora notices that the doves are a little scared due to the amount of people in the audience. Sora comforts them and cheers them on, and they become happy again. He then does his performance, which is a major success. Wataru then announces that they will be doing some grander tricks now, the first one being human bisection. Shu grows concerned, saying that cutting someone in half will cause them to die. Natsume has to explain to him that it's not real, it's just an illusion. Wataru calls on Sora as his assistant, asking him to bring a box onto the stage. He does as he is asked and smiles and waves at the audience. Wataru then cuts Sora in half. Not really, since it's an illusion, but Shu hasn't gotten a hint yet, which is made obvious because he has started crying in the audience. Wataru tells him to calm down, but Shu gets mad at him. Sora then tells him that he has not, in fact, been sawn in half. Shu still hasn't fully understood the situation, and says that Sora must be incredibly tired, and asks if he should carry him home. Wataru asks Shu if he's playing stupid or if he's actually serious. It turns out that Shu has stormed onto the stage after believing that Wataru had committed homicide, and Wataru tells him to get back in his seat while Sora gets out of the box. Shu still doesn't fully understand, prompting Natsume to explain it to him. Again. Natsume says that he expected Wataru's tricks to be incredibly convincing, and the performance lived up to that expectation. He applauds them. Sora asks Wataru if he was a good assistant, and Wataru says that he was excellent. Sora is happy to hear that, and happily exclaims that he loves magic tricks. The end. Wait, give me a sec. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has watched my videos, as I have reached 500 subscribers. Yay! I know it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's a lot to me, and it's made me very happy, so thanks. I'll try to keep making videos that I hope you'll all enjoy, since I've started to enjoy this whole YouTube thing quite a bit. I don't know how many badly explaining videos I'll be able to do because Pappy Elements can be a little bit funny when it comes to Enstars stories, but I hope that I can continue to make them since they are a lot of fun. But I'll make other Enstars videos as well, such as stuff to do with lore, trivia, and maybe some silly things I just decide to do on a whim, and I'm definitely open to branching out into other franchises too. So, with that being said, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!